Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fist of Fury, as you know, and today we're going to relook at the Nemesis E100. This was highly requested from my friends and fans of my YouTube show, which I really appreciated for letting me know. Sorry I'm late doing this, but as you know from the T58 review that I've done, I had to do some stuff, so I appreciate the wait. So this has been highly requested to look over the E100 Nemesis again, because most people were having problems playing with it. They wanted me to know my opinions on the updates, and to see how well, is these updates any good from the back then? The short answer is probably no, but let's take a look at it. So this is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to do any editing. I'm not going to do an intro. I've already done the review. You can look at my Nemesis review down below. This is just how to play it, which is I'm going to do something new. I'm going to teach you how to play it in my personal way, and also talk about the things that I goofed up or things were miss. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the armaments. We all know that, and anyone who knows my reviews, we always start off with the armaments first and talk about it. Now, in my review, I have talked heavily about it, but I missed a couple of things that I was wrong about. See, when I reviewed the E100, I thought it acted like, an E100. And can you blame me? This thing is as big as a house. And I thought, in my own take, that I thought the Nemesis was this equal par to the E100. Boy, was I fucking wrong. I goofed that up majorly, and someone had to review that, and I will show you real quick and compare the two to show you. So here's the E100 right here. And you can see a major difference between the Nemesis and the E100. Look at the plates on the E100 and you will see a big difference. The freaking face is 270. The freaking whole armor upper plate is 200 millimeters of armor. The thin piece that was the weak spot, 150 millimeters. Not to mention, the skirts are 60 millimeters. I thought this was the same as the E100 because, as you can see by the concealment, the range, very deadly close. But when I looked at the Nemesis again, after my friends pointed that out, it is way different. It's like a very, very nerf version of the E100. Like, look, you could see it right there. I will point it out to you. Let's look at the head turret that was 270. It's 240. Why? Why is the head turret 240? That explains so much. You know how bad that is? You're probably gonna say, oh, angle slope variant would do good. But minus from 270 to 240, that means any HES shell, any AP that does up to 290, which is most a lot of tier 10s, or APCR with high pen, is going to pen your head turret like it's nothing. That's a huge problem. But wait, we're not done yet. We got also the upper plate armor that I said. See, it's no longer red. It's only 150. The same armor as that thin plate. But how is that thin plate? Look, 115. That's not good. That's okay, I've already talked about heavily how to play this and how I said in my review. Like I said, go watch it, but basically I said to keep the tank flat as possible. People appreciated that because it actually does have armor when you go down like that. However, it's just the fact is, if the head turret sucks, and I didn't even know this too, but the bubble shields are weak. Instead of having 60, it's 30, which means you try to side scrape with this, which I have tested it because my fans asked me to test it on my Facebook thing. Yeah, I tried side scraping and thought I could bounce like the E100. No, I get penned there. It gets penned. So, the only armaments I can say to fix my mistake, and I apologize for that, is the fact is you have to look away with the turret like this. Like every time when you see an enemy, you have to look away because it gives you more armor the way how that cut angle part is, it gives you more armor looking away at the tank than straight at a tank, because now it's more so weak that you have to play it like a mouse play style, which is literally fire, look away. Ready to fire again? Fire, look away. Fire, look away. Rinse and repeat to the same tank. You can't like just sit there and wait for the reloading like this. It doesn't work. Not only mention that, you basically can't get hit at all. The skirt armor's so bad now. The whole armor was complete garbage. Now I knew about some of the armaments was also bad, because I did notice it in the review when I seen it again, because I have to take notes on it to see what I'm missing. And yeah, it's so baffling why they had to nerf the E100 so bad. So you're probably saying like, okay, so you fixed the armaments, what you're talking about now in that review, but I don't understand, Fury. This thing's so massive. Is this like the same fate as the Waffle E100? You know, a big, huge, gigantic tank with a terrifying gun, but just can't take no hits? That could be true. And you're pretty dang close to it. I mean, to be fair, it's pretty damn close. Like, comparing to the Waffle E100, you know, Waffenoften E100 versus the Nemesis, they're pretty damn close when it comes to weakness. Although the E100 Nemesis can actually block stuff where, I hate to say it, the Waffle can barely block anything, and it's such a massive tank that it's paper thin. But now, it's just, they're both almost similar, just slightly more armored on the E100. But I'm getting way off topic. It's just, I just don't like the fact that you got a massive tank. So you're probably saying, okay, Fury, how do we fix this? This is a Nemesis E100 Premium, so how are we supposed to fix it versus the actual E100 that has a second gun on it? Which, I will say this, I know that it doesn't have a second gun. People were saying, like, Fury, there's no second gun, so how do you keep comparing this to the E100? It doesn't have it. It has a weird scope thing. That's what the whole reloading system is. It's just to prevent that. I get that. I just thought maybe people already noticed that when you look at the E100 and you see the primal and secondary, and then when you look at this, there's no primal and secondary. So I just wanted to say that too, because people were saying like it doesn't have a secondary, so it's not like the E100. I get it. I get it. I get it. And I get that so many times. But yeah, that's how weak the armaments is. So I'm going to show you a game playing this tank while I talk about this. Okay, so you're probably saying to yourself, well, Fury, if you can't take a hit, and it's way worse than an E100, how do you play it? And to me, I experimented heavily on the E100 before I did this review. Heavily. Because I wanted to enjoy the Nemesis. I am a Space Marine fan. Like I said, go look at my review on the Nemesis previous to this to understand everything that this tank does. So that way you know. It's just a couple of things like the armaments I goofed up a little bit, but that doesn't mean like it wasn't a bad review. A lot of people actually agree with it. But I love the Space Marines. It's what got me in the War K fucking hammer, for fuck's sake. That's what started it all, was the Space Marines. I started off with that chapter. And it pains me to see the Nemesis being such a pussy pussover in this game. I mean, this is a motherfucker that wears power armor, for fuck's sake, and you're telling me that he can't take a hit? Bullshit. Like fucking bullshit. So, sorry. Back to the topic I was saying. So, Fury, how do you play this tank? How do we fix the E100? How do we enjoy it? You really want to know the truth? And I found a way, but you really, really want to know? Because you're going to hate me for saying this. This Nemesis E100, God, it's going to taste sour in my mouth saying this, is designed to be a sniper only. Just saying that out of my fucking mouth, saying it about an E100 is just... But it's true. It is so goddamn true. The less chance you get hit, the better off you are with this tank. And I know what you're saying. An E100, the size of a fucking house, Fury. How are we supposed to stay in the back sniping? Well, it turns out, like, if you put a lot of perk of a concealment, combat rigs, and all the perks of concealment, like, I'll show it to you on screen right now. This is the lowest I can get with perfectly normal. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But this is the only way to do it. Because one, let's go over the recap real quick again before I end the video to show this. Because again, this is not like a special editing. This is not like a thing. I'm just doing this in the request of fans. So you're probably saying like, well, why can't you brawl? Well, you just saw the armaments. If you go close range with this tank or mid range, you're going to get penned by high pending guns. You could probably bully a 9 or an 8, which I guarantee I hope so, because you are tier 10. I mean, I don't agree bullying tier 9s and 10s, it's, unless 9's harming you, but an 8, come on, that's just puppy kicking. But honestly, like, if it's evolving like just doing that, then I guess that's okay. But everything else from a tier 10 will pen you and pen you and pen you. Not to mention, you are still an E100, meaning that the weak spots are even weaker. The armament of your face, which is supposed to be the strongest part on your tank on the E100 in real game, real playing it, is even weaker. Like, this tank cannot take a hit. So, if you like this tank and you want to still continue with it, you gotta snipe with it. You gotta rely on your team spotting. You gotta rely on you sitting in the back. And for God's sakes, rely on you aiming and timing your shots from miles away. Because that is basically what this is. And I can't believe I'm saying that about an E100 after the freaking nearly 8 years of playing tanks on console. And you're telling me that an E100 has to snipe is like ludicrous to me. Because it's so massive. Now, again, like I know you're going to say, oh, but the freaking Waffenträger auf den 100 in Germany is a big, huge tank in light armor, but it gets spotted. Okay, but it makes it up with its gun and stuff, and there's a reason why they don't see the Waffenträger auf den 100 no more. It's because nobody plays it because they get killed. Because concealment is everything for a tank that can't take a hit. That is the main rule of a tank. If you have no armaments, no things like that, you gotta have either the speed to get the fuck out of there, or you have concealment to hide your ass from dangerous foes. That's how it's supposed to work after many years of tanks from the very beginning. Like, if you're a light armor, you're hiding. If you're a fast-moving tank, you're a scouter. You can go out and do both. And you can do these things. E100 is just a plain sniper. Yes, you could say, oh, it may help in some city maps if you sit far back. Yeah, but every time you get close, it's going to get you almost killed. The best way to play it and do good is just sit in the back. There is no way you could sit in the front and being like, oh, I'm going to do some damage. No, because there's so many tier 10s that can pen you. So, I know I'm going to do another video where, this is another request from another friend, the top 10 tanks that need to be updated and pretty much buffed. I'm going to safely say right now, so I can get out of the way, Nemsis needs a fucking buff. Yeah, this is a joke. Like, if you're meant to be a sniper tank, then why the hell did they choose an E100 for the Space Marines? Matter of fact, why is it a Space Marine? Space Marines with the chainsaw blades and their fucking big-ass caliber guns, power armor motherfuckers. I can't even imagine saying to them, sit in the back, you have nothing to protect yourself, let us do this. No, that's not a Space Marine. A Space Marine would jump off a building, chainsawing orcs at close fucking range and everything. But in wargaming, they pretty much turn them into pussies. That's all they are. Sit in the back, don't get detected, pray to God that they can't pen you kind of tanks. Sorry, I don't want to be vulgar with this, but it's just, it pisses me off because, like I said, I love War K. I love the fucking War K Hammer 40,000. I love it. And it tears my heart to know when they finally bring it into tanks, after many years being on PC, having the freaking dreadnought of the fucking KV2, and then finally we get this. I was hoping that Space Marine would still act like an E100. The E100's not great. Like I said in my last review, again, go look at that for more thing. But here, it pisses me off, and it breaks my heart seeing the Space Marines being this weak. They should not be this weak. Wargaming, fix this shit now. I am tired of getting killed left and right. I'm tired of relying on teams when I'm supposed to be a heavy support role, because that's what the E100 was designed to do. If you actually read Deutschland's E100, they are designed to fucking push bunkers. They were designed to push the enemy back and harm them. Have they not seen my LEGO review? When, like I said, go watch the LEGO review 100 if you're curious. But I made a little thing in there saying like I pushed them back with my E100 LEGO. But that's what it does. That's what the fuck it does. And I get it, they don't want to do it because, like, maybe because the reloading chamber going so fast and killing everybody with armaments, maybe it would be broken. But no, it won't, because people are smart. They can actually pen the 100 and weigh how everybody spam premium nowadays. It doesn't matter if you have armor or not, but having more armor to protect yourself in game would make you feel more proud that you are a Space Marine in this tank. Just update the armor, please, for the love of God. And oh, before I go, I didn't mention this because like a lot of people were mentioning this, and it really doesn't feel a difference, is the 310 millimeters of pen now. Now, when I reviewed this tank, it was 280, which, again, I thought it was okay, but a lot of people had a problem with it. Okay, that's fine. And then they buffed it to 310. So now it can pen through super heavy tanks now. But the problem is with that, even though you give me more pen, even though I'm okay with that, because I don't want the tank to be too broken, I just want armaments like the E100 so I could survive a little bit longer, please. Because, you know, teammates don't stay alive that long. The problem I have with it, it's still AP and APCR. It's not the E100's heat round, so you can't really snipe with it. And if it, like, explain this to me. If it's a sniper tank, if it's a motherfucking sniper tank with a howitzer gun that you're trying to plan out, Wargaming, why are you giving me APCR to snipe with? Yes, fast-moving projectile, it does mega damage, like I said in my review. But there's a reason why the E100 has heat. Because heat does better at range, at like 500 meters, and actually can pen some heavily more structured armor than APCR sometimes. Like, are they high? Or if you're gonna give me APCR with that ridiculous pen, make it a little bit more pen. Like, make it one of the terrifying rounds. Like, I don't, like I said, everybody's gonna say, like, oh, that's gonna be broken now. No, it's not broken. There's a reason why you don't see this tank, because everybody's getting killed, getting low health. Trust me, it needs something that is balancedly better. You don't just say, oh, concealment. Well, concealment doesn't do well, because even though with all the concealment perks you're seeing in this game, I still get detected. So it's not like it's going to be godly good. It's just... Sorry, I ramble on too much. But I wanted to say that too before anyone make me do another video on it. But yeah, the pen, I think it's okay. I like the pen where it is. I just wish now that I play it more and more and more, trying to experiment sniping with it, I wish it was a different type of, you know, premium round beside of APCR. But that's not the biggest problem that's gone. Some people can handle that problem. My biggest problem is like the survivability. And boy, this is a pain in the ass to keep alive. Sniping at long range was the only way I was able to stay alive, but I barely do anything because teammates don't spot for you. Teammates don't help you. I can see why the Nemesis is like obsolete nowadays, or let alone you see very, very, very few. And it breaks my heart knowing that people paid for this tank. Like I said, my friend Canadian gave it to me early. And I feel bad for him now. Because this tank wasn't worth that. It should have been free. It should have been motherfucking free. Because of how you have to play, how you have to sit back, how you have to snipe. And remind you, no money earnings. Because, again, this tier 10 has standard money-making money-making thing. Sorry, I'm stuttering because this is real time I'm doing this, not like my special editing notes. It just baffles me how this motherfucking tank has the balls to say 11,500 when you finally get down to the nitty-gritty. Like, that is some straight-up bullshit. So what do I think? Does this change my review rating on that tank? Oh no. I still think it's a fun tank. Even though despite it, it's one of those like disputed housewives to me. It's like she's gonna piss you off all the time, but you still love the son of a bitch even though you hate their guts. Trust me, it's a love and hate relationship like you see in most family or relationships or married relationships. Trust me, it's basically that when you play it if you don't have the Nemesis. So, that's all I wanted to say in this quick video. I will be doing a tank review soon. I may do a video, like I said, for those who ask me the top 10 tanks that, in my opinion, of what needs to be buffed or nerfed, that will be coming out shortly. I'm just going through every single tank that are premium to see if they're buff and nerf, because that's what you guys ask. So look forward to that in the future for videos. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope this helps out people that have the Nemesis E100. I hope that I shed some light on how to survive in it better. But to be honest with you, I understand if you hate it, because it's really a pain in the ass tank to play, because it makes you think you're playing an E100, but you have to throw out of your head that it's not. It's not an E100. It's a very, very, very light armored E100. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very shortly in the next review.